Hi everyone, welcome to this daily yoga routine for beginners. You might need 2 blocks before we get started. As always, the fun fact today is that otters, they actually have pockets in their armpits. Okay, so take your blocks towards the top of the mat. And we'll begin this one in a child's pose. So toes together, knees apart. Bring your forehead down. And just begin to settle in. You could even close your eyes. Wiggle your hips a little bit. Wiggle the shoulders a little bit. And then take a few deep breaths. From here, lift your head up and walk your hands over to the right off of your mat and bring your forehead back down. Getting a stretch into the left side body from the hip all the way towards the armpit. You could even go as far to send your breath into the left lung a little bit more. Beauty, lift your head up, switch sides, hands over to the left, and bring your forehead back down. Try to soften the left hip. And take a few deep breaths. And hands back onto your mat. Roll forward to all fours, hands and knees. So you're coming into a tabletop where your knees are underneath your hips and your hands are underneath your shoulders. We'll take a few cat-cows, so when you're ready, drop your belly down, lift your chest up, and exhale, round your spine. Push the floor away and tuck your chin towards your chest. Keep going with your breath. Start to coordinate the movements with your breathing. One more. Already coming to neutral. With your next breath in, reach your right arm up towards the sky. And as you breathe out, weave your right arm underneath your left armpit. Come down onto the right shoulder and then straighten the left arm forward for thread the needle. Left hand comes back onto your mat, pressing back up into a tabletop. To switch sides, inhale, sweep the left arm up, and then the left arm goes underneath the right armpit. Reach your right arm forward. Notice if your hips push to the right, see if you can move them over to the left. Alrighty, right hand under the shoulder, pressing back up into a tabletop. Walk your hands forward, and you might need to walk your knees back a little bit, and melt the heart down for puppy pose. Toes can be tucked or not. That's completely your preference, but take a couple deep breaths and really just allow the back of your heart to soften down towards the floor with each exhale. When you lift your head up, walk yourself back into a tabletop, and then tuck your toes under and make your way to down dog. March out your heels, bending one knee, bending the other knee, opening up the backs of the legs. And then roll forward onto your belly. Elbows underneath the shoulders, coming into Sphinx pose. You can move the hips a bit. Creating some compression in the lower back. Close your eyes. And then plant your palms down next to your ribs. Press back to a child's pose just for a beat. And then come on back up to a tabletop. Now you're going to extend your right leg back with the toes tucked. Just shift forward and back a couple times. Opening up into the right calf. Now as you shift forward, kickstand the left shin over to the left, drop the right heel down, and do a little modified side plank. Take your right bicep next to your ear and push your hips towards the right long edge of your mat. So squeeze the glutes to push the hips. And take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, connect your right elbow to your right knee and step your right foot to the top of the mat. So you're in a lizard lunge here. Now you can take your hands to blocks. You can think of the blocks as little arm extenders. With your next inhale, I want you to reach the right arm up, and then you're gonna cactus the right elbow and squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. As you exhale, dive the right forearm to the inside of the right leg. Inhale for the cactus. Exhale, dive the right arm down inside the right leg. 3 more. Moving with your breath. Last 2. Last 1. Place your right hand back onto your block. Hop the left knee back a little bit and then push the hips back and straighten the right leg to some capacity. Flicking the right toes up towards your nose. Now in any kind of hamstring stretch, I always try to have a nice flat back. As I fold, of course, a little bit of rounding is okay, especially if you're really tight, but really aim to flick the tailbone back. back like you are arching your spine, even if it doesn't arch. lunge forward, back into the right knee. Plant the palms and step back into a tabletop. Extend the left leg long with the toes tucked under and just shift forward and back. Next time you shift back, hold here, stretching out the left calf, maybe into the hamstring a little bit. And then as you shift forward, kickstand the right shin over to the right, plant the left heel down and reach your left arm up. So you're in this modified side plank. Corkscrew the right shoulder blade onto your back body and take your left arm with your ear. Grow longer, like you're being stretched from the knife edge of your left foot all the way to your left pinky finger. And then push your hips forward towards the left long edge of your mat. So you lean back a little bit, take an inhale, exhale, connect your left elbow to your left knee, crunch, and step your left foot to the top of the mat. Blocks to the inside of your left leg and pause in this lizard lunge for a moment. With your next inhale, reach the left arm up, cactus, and then exhale, left forearm comes down to the inside of the left leg and taps the block. 4 more, breathe in and out. Inhale, exhale, last 2. Last 1. Good. Pushing it back into a half split. Hop the right knee back. Hips come back, straighten your left leg, flicking your left toes up towards your nose. Lunging back into your left knee. Place your blocks to the side and step on back to a tabletop. Cross at your shins and your ankles and sit on your butt. Hands behind you. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh for figure 4. Breathing into the right glute. You can even close your eyes. And switch, right foot down, left ankle over right thigh. Place your left foot down, walk your feet forward just a little bit, and going into a reverse table. So press into the feet, bridge the hips up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And bring the hips down. One forearm at a time, come down onto your forearms. Into a reclined butterfly, so feet together, knees wide. You could take your blocks underneath your thighs if your groin muscles are really tight, or you simply need a little bit more support. Close the legs like a book. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. Straighten the left leg long. Take the right knee a little bit wider than the right rib cage, so like it's going in the direction towards the right shoulder. And then bring it into a twist. Drag the right leg across, take your right arm wide. And legs back to center. Switch sides, left knee in towards your chest. Extend the right leg long. Take your left knee a little bit wider than the rib cage. And then drag the left knee across the body. Make your left arm wide. And let it go. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little bit of a squeeze. And then come into your final resting position. Arms wide, legs wide. Close your eyes. Now you can stay here for as long as you need. I highly recommend giving yourself even 5 extra minutes to just be here in stillness. But if you're with me, wiggle your fingertips and your toe tips. Roll out your ankles and your wrists. Bend your knees in towards your chest and come to one side. Gently pressing up to a seat. Thank you so much for joining me today for this daily yoga routine. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Anyways, have an amazing rest of your day. Lots of love and light, everybody.